Imagine waves of tiny quasiparticles, so small that billions of them pass right through you every second on Earth, yet powerful enough to reshape your mind, biology, and future. Like a Wi-Fi of wellness, so to speak. This isn't science fiction, it's the story of Ignitons, and it begins here at the intersection of light and life. Hi, I'm Ashley Grace, and I've built wellness brands before, but Igniton is different. It's challenged everything I thought I knew. Because we're not just formulating supplements, we're activating human potential. We're not just talking about memory, cognition, longevity, and healthy aging. We are talking about consciousness itself. This is where ancient wisdom meets quantum physics. Our story begins not in a boardroom, but in a cabin above Boulder, Colorado at 8,000 feet. No neighbors, no plumbing, just peace. Igniton's founder, Jirka Rysavy, was a child math prodigy and athletic champion from the Czech Republic. He built one of the first inspirations for healthy eating with Crystal Market, which was acquired by what eventually became Whole Foods. He then built Corporate Express, which was one of the fastest growing companies in the world before being acquired by what later became Staples. Next, he founded Gaia Inc., the streaming media app that we like to say is the Netflix for consciousness programming. Jirka is a humble founder who lives simply in his cabin. No private jets, no fancy cars, no mansions. He doesn't need more money. He just wants to live longer in a better world, improving consciousness along the way. That's why he founded Igniton. Let's begin by discussing what is consciousness. Imagine walking in the woods or along the beach. You feel the breeze in your skin, you hear the birds singing and the water moving or waves crashing. You notice, this is peaceful, and you smile. That noticing, that inner awareness of your senses, thoughts, and emotions is consciousness. When we speak of increased consciousness, this is what we mean. A heightened state of awareness, more coherent, a balanced mind, body, energy connection. This might look like clearer thinking, better focus, and a deeper presence. Or it might look like intuition, premonitions, gut feelings, synchronicities, or when the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. The ancients called it world spirit, life force, prana, or chi. It's the unified field that connects us all. We are powerful, electrical light beings, and we're all connected. And this is no accident. As Albert Einstein famously said, God does not play dice with the universe, meaning that there is an order that underlies everything. Our universe is not completely random. With Ignitons, physicists may have discovered part of this unifying theory. Looking at the timeline in detail, the mystery schools of ancient Egypt taught about world spirit and its ability to build what they called the light body. Fast forward to 1956 when modern physicists first discovered neutrinos. In the 90s, the concept of Ignitons was developed and validated, and Jirka first became aware of it. In the mid-2010s, the intellectual property was licensed for millions of dollars, and many more millions were invested to establish the current lab in Colorado. Next, a more energy-efficient approach using cold plasma was created. Since Ignitons cannot be seen, Jirka decided the best way to prove their existence would be to conduct university studies showing their efficacy and publishing the results in peer-reviewed journals. In May of 2025, we soft launched at Dave Asprey's biohacking event and stole the show, selling out all we had and the next 2 months of production in just 24 hours. Our official launch was then in September of 2025, and here we are. Let's take a step back, as this is a heavy topic. What are Ignitons again? Technically speaking, they are subatomic quasiparticles that come to Earth in waves from active stars such as our Sun. As you can see here, Earth deflects much of what comes its way, but thankfully, some of this energy reaches Earth and gives way to life itself. Spiritually speaking, Ignitons may be what connects us all. Remember, God does not play dice with the universe. At this point, one key to grasp the concept of Ignitons is to realize that we actually see only a sliver of what we call reality. So one must be open to what cannot be seen. Now, stay with me on this chart. What you see is that sound, light, and Ignitons are all part of a vastly huge spectrum of vibrations and frequencies. In fact, one can think of them as notes on a cosmic piano. At the top, we have frequencies, how fast something vibrates. At the bottom, we have wavelengths, how long the vibrational wavelength is. The scale here is huge. As you can see, the numbers grow exponentially by powers of 10. On the left, this is where sound lives. While we can hear some of it, notice how small that amount is. Sound waves are large, bigger than the size of a room or building. In the middle, we shift to light. Again, we can actually see only a very small amount of what is really present. The frequencies here are much faster, and the wavelengths are much smaller, smaller than a human hair. On the right, we have the quantum realm, where Ignitons live. Super high frequencies and extremely tiny wavelengths, like a billionth of a meter. That's a 1 with 18 zeros in front of it in terms of meters. This chart shows that there is a harmonic pattern to all of this. We have 40 octaves from sound to light and 40 octaves from light to quantum reality. Why is this cool? Because it shows how everything is vibrational, from music to video to quantum. Does anyone know what this is? It is the moment of conception. A human sperm has just fertilized an egg, and what do you see at this moment? A flash of light. Life begins with a flash of light, or a spark. It turns out that this light doesn't stop there. We are light beings that continue to emit light until the moment we die.
There's another concept that I want to introduce us to are photons, which are light packets. And, we are these light beings being compressed into matter. We can measure light being emitted from our cells off the DNA. Our mitochondria have receptors for light. The future of medicine is in light and sound frequencies. This gets poo-pooed because it's not biochemistry or anatomy. But when you look at the science, when you push through this, it's all energetics.
Building off of what Dr. Eckel just said, this is from a 2009 study in Japan and Germany. The human body literally glimmers. It directly and rhythmically emits light. Changes in photon emission might be linked to changes in energy metabolism. The research continues. Here is a study from earlier this year. Evidence points to the role of light signals. They are physiologically relevant and potentially useful as indicators of both healthy and disease states. But how does one measure this? Well, Igniton owns 51% of a company called BioWell that measures the human light given off by the human body and its relationship to wellness. These are images from BioWell scans. These bio-photonic emissions reflect the amount of harmony or disharmony in our biofields. Ignitons may help organize and entrain these emissions, restoring balance and structure to the body's cellular communication. This can be thought of as tuning the body's energy field, making the internal light clearer, more efficient, and more resonant. So, how do we embed Ignitons into our supplement powders? Here we have an image of a hydrogen atom. When Ignitons are energetically embedded to the hydrogen atom, they don't just activate them, they awaken them. Take the effect on water, for instance. Here we have an image of Igniton-charged water compared to an image of regular water. You can clearly see the symmetry associated with the Igniton-charged water, which has 3 times the energy and 100% more structure. Since the body is 70% water, this could help explain why our products work so well. Ignitons help the ingredients be more energetically in alignment with our body's natural chemistry. As the excited hydrogen replaces other hydrogen in our bodies, the voltage and processing speed of our neurons is increased, leading to the strong results from university studies published in peer-reviewed journals. In fact, Ignitons may carry the coding of life itself. To understand the effect on the body itself, we worked with Concordia University researchers to study our cognition product using a battery of cognitive and memory tests. Results were then published in a peer-reviewed journal showing increases of 28% in short-term memory, 25% in operational memory, 51% in attention, and 83% in mental quality of performance. For us, it's all about preserving the love, which then contributes to even further increased consciousness. We simply do not have to accept that cognitive decline is a natural part of aging. While these are clearly powerful results, I encourage you to check out the user testimonials on our product page. Finally, we have recently added a version of this cognitive battery quiz to our website, so you can go there, benchmark your current position, try our product or someone else's, and then go back and measure your results later. Next, we also studied our longevity product. Again, the results were published in a peer-reviewed journal and showed a reduction in key aging biomarkers of 37% for IL-6, 28% for CRP, and 13% for GGT, while also lowering blood pressure. The creator of biohacking, Dave Asprey, tried our cognition product for 90 days and then decided to invest in our company, later calling our longevity product one of the most important discoveries in the area of longevity. The bottom line is that we have the power to take control of our health, and Igniton can be a part of it. While there is no magic pill that is going to supplement your way out of a bag of chips, Igniton can play a positive role for you if you are willing to take the steps to be more positive, have more gratitude, eat better, exercise, etc. We see the best results for people who are willing to be more open, more kind, and more conscious. Speaking of being more conscious, this was one of Jirka's original goals with Igniton. Who has heard of the Maharishi effect? The power of the group mind. The Maharishi effect was named after the founder of Transcendental Meditation and is the concept that large groups of people meditating together can positively impact society. This is because individual coherence ripples out into the world, creating measurable shifts in reality. In the 70s and 80s, Maharishi did numerous experiments and proposed that as little as 1% of a population can result in increased social harmony and coherence. Igniton seeks to support this same coherence from a subatomic to a societal level. Gaia Inc., Igniton's majority owner, has also done experiments in this area. One was done in Washington, D.C. in partnership with Princeton University and the D.C. Police. The goal was to attempt to lower crime and test the hypothesis of the Maharishi effect. Can anyone guess what happened? After 1 week of focused intent, crime dropped by 27% in D.C. The cynics said it was an accident, a coincidence. So Gaia decided to do it again. This time focusing on an area of Louisville, Kentucky that had some of the worst crime in the nation. The result? A 47% decrease in crime. Clearly, if consciousness can be raised, our world can be transformed. But what does this have to do with Igniton? Igniton users demonstrate physiological and energetic coherence that is correlated with enhanced influence on the unified field. The more aware you are, the more you can absorb bio-photons, which makes you more in control of your external reality. Your reality is more flexible. What you do with this depends on your awareness and willingness to be a part of something more positive. So if meditators are using Igniton products, it could take 10% of the level of normal meditators needed to reach the same outcomes on the collective consciousness. This is because it can increase one's ability to focus on the outside world. Just imagine the impact on your reality that is possible. The implication is that you do not have to give your power away to doctors or politicians. The power is inside of you, of us. Reality can be manipulated by us. The media may not want you to believe that this is possible, but you don't have to be a part of that. You can opt out of that mindset anytime you choose. And Igniton can be a part of this, to not only support your brain and body, but also your impact on creating a better world. You are the field.